Hello, everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for January 24th to the 30th of 2021. This is good for all signs, obviously. If you're new here and you might not know that, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Make sure you're subscribed to get more content from me. And if you'd like to check me out on Instagram, you're welcome to do that. If you want to work with me, go to onyxhealing.com. I'm going to lay this out and we will get started. Okay, first thing we have coming up this week is Sanctuary. Good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip, or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath or a normal size trip to a tiny bubble bath, or maybe you tripped and fell into someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. So it looks like comfort, safety, security, home life, and comfort is going to be a major theme for you this week. So whatever that means for you, however that's going to manifest, right? Obviously, there's going to be a variety of ways that can show up for you, but just hold the intention of creating a sanctuary or accessing that within your life at some point this week, and that would be a great place for you to reboot, recharge yourself, okay? And then we have, if I want to feel supported, I must support myself, right? And that ties into the sanctuary card in the sense that you create the support, you create the feeling, the experience of a sanctuary in whatever circumstances that you have, right? There might be different pockets and ways that you can achieve that. So it might take a little bit of innovation on your end, a little bit of creative action or inspiration. But one way or another, it's available to you, and it's not as much about the environment, although that is, in certain cases, that really does play a big role. So for some of you, you might be feeling that more, but really what you're after is a feeling. The feeling is what you want to create. Okay, and then we have integrity. Show consistency in your values and behaviors. A fall is inevitable. Sometimes land softly. Seek your own integration. Okay, so really, this is like the whole concept of keeping promises to yourself. Hold your integrity within yourself. That's really going to come into play this week. So if you're going to do something, do it. Like that, I'm getting that you might need some more masculine energy this week. I'm all for trusting yourself, trusting your body, but I do think integrity is a core theme where you will ultimately feel better if you show up for yourself and you show up for the things that you've devoted to. The central energy for you this coming week is the 9 of Swords, and this is where you're really figuring out and addressing what disruption is coming up in your system and how do you create sanctuary and stability regardless of what's going on. I'm going to pull a crossing energy for this, but the nice thing about the 9 of Swords is it's mental. It's the mental body that is kind of a thorn in your side, more so than reality reflecting negative things to you. This is like nightmares, dreams. It's more of the astral plane that's causing a disruption more so than something in the material plane. And so the crossing energy is the 4 of Cups. Oh. Okay, this is fear of it not happening. Okay, it's kind of like, am I ever going to get that offer? Am I ever going to get that thing? Is it going to come through? And whatever this set of circumstances is for you, the whole goal is to fully embody the feelings that you desire and that you want. Okay, so that's what this is going to be all about. This week is really not looking at, okay, well, if it's not here yet, that doesn't mean you're waiting. That doesn't mean it's not happening. That doesn't mean that there's an energy of, I'm being withheld from. Okay, that's a distortion. That's the Nine of Swords. So instead, you want to reframe that for yourself as, how can this be of service to you? You know, is it something where you would want to receive something even if it's not right? Or do you just want to let the cake continue baking? It's one of those situations this week. Timing is about alignment, not duration. So when you feel like you're waiting, you're creating that. Okay, you're creating more waiting. So instead, if you just double down on alignment, on comfort, on feeling the feelings that you want to feel, so the thing can unfold perfectly, that's where you're gonna really take off this week. Let's see what you have moving out. King of Swords. Huh. I want to see what this is. King of Cups. This looks like it's tied into a reading that I did a couple weeks ago, I think. Where it's like the mental and emotional bodies. Oh, okay. Got it. Now it makes sense. Because I've been watching these readings over the past few weeks, and a big theme that was coming up is, you know, the tenderness of the emotional body and the mental body, which is kind of running amok. I think that this month it has just been about cleaning all of that up. And so this is like this sense of mastery, like, oh, I've got it under control. And so the thing that you want to do now is, this is kind of like an are you sure week. Are you sure that that you've really mastered it? Or do you still doubt? Do you still fear? Do you still live in contraction? Where is your energy actually? Do you actually have as much mastery as you think you do? Because I'm getting that the Nine of Swords is pushing you to use your tools. And if you're just collapsing, if you're just folding quickly, then that's not, it's like you're not actually showing up. You're not holding your integrity. You're not holding your faith. You're stuck in 3D. You're stuck in kind of like the tantrum body of, well, I don't have it right this moment, so I'm never going to have it. And then you create from that disturbed place, right? The internal disturbance. And so I'm getting that your perception of, oh, I've already mastered this, I've already done this, is being rattled because you are just being pushed to go deeper into holding what you desire. It's like, okay, you think you're hot stuff? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like, you have to actually, this is where the work actually happens. And I've said this before, it reminds me of, everyone says, oh yes, I have faith, I believe in all this manifestation stuff, blah, 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 the laws of the universe, okay? And then they're given one itty bitty nudge off course, and they fold like a cheap chair. And you would not actually have faith if you didn't have something that showed contrast to that, or something that pushed you, or if it didn't look like it wasn't going to happen, there would be no purpose for faith at all. So keep that in mind. This is like you're really flexing your faith muscle this week. The oncoming energy is the moon. There's major recharge energy coming off of this. I'm going to clarify this one as well. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. You're not stuck. This is saying you're not stuck. There's an open window. See? It's like you might be pouting, but there's an open window. You have to bust out your tools this week. So I'm getting there's a lot of collective processing that's happening. There's a lot of energy that is moving. There's a lot of stuff coming up and out. It's not just you. And so I think that's why sanctuary, integrity, showing up, okay, you say you have faith, then actually have faith. When it looks like it's not going to happen, continue showing up for it as if it is. Right? Supporting yourself, knowing that the window is open, even if your mental body is the one that's messing with you, or your ego is the naysayer, right? So the moon is saying, in this case, it's reading a little bit like the star, where it's like there's a veil and you're not seeing beyond the veil. So it might look a little bit confusing, or there's probably going to be some unanswered questions by the end of the week. Nothing to fear, right? So you want to tune into the timeline where the solution already exists. That's what we always want to focus on. The thing is already done. It's already happening. We're already receiving the thing, and it can come to you in whatever form, however it wants to happen. Let's see what's happening in reality. So I'm going to look more at the material plane, the external realm for you, because this is a very internal week from what I'm seeing. So outside of you, stop it right now. Stop. I can't. 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups. Really? You pout, you doubt, you fear, you don't have faith, you lack, and then you have the 10 of Cups showing up here. So this is why I'm telling you, these are illusions, the fear, the doubt, the boo-hoo, it's not going to happen, I'm not meant for this, God is punishing me. Lie, lie, lie. That's not the way this works. Things are much better than they appear. This is a theme that came up a couple weeks ago and it's resurfacing again. It's kind of like, what if the delay or what if the blip is a gift? What if the situation that's unfolding is ultimately working out for you? You need to start playing with that energetic a little bit more to make the most out of this week. Because this is good news, celebration, getting the things that you want. And then we also have the Hanged Man, so sitting in contemplation. And this is also stability, right? If you want the external to reflect stability, hold that within yourself, because there's a clear disconnect between what your energy is holding and then what is actually available to you, because the Hanged Man is a really great stability card. So for those of you who are wanting that, that's available, but you have to anchor into it first. You have to feel it in your body first. And then we have the Emperor. Okay, so this is reading as a person. This is Aries card just for reference, but I'm getting this is like a supporter, a friend, a partner, right? Some of you might have a partnership situation going on up here with the 10 of Cups and the Emperor and the Hanged Man. That's a nice combo for partnership stuff. But for others of you, this is kind of like a divine intervention piece, like, oh, that right person, right time type of energy, like that right phone call, or, oh, I just saw that job application, or that right thing that you needed coming through in the form of a person or contact. That's the other thing that's coming up here. And then let's look at some advice for you. Ace of Cups. Keep your tank full. If you're running low this week, it's going to put more pressure and more stress on your mind. And it's just going to cause more distress. So the more pressure you can release and the more stress you can shed, the better you're going to feel and the more clear your head is going to be. So again, I'm looking at, there's not going to be absolute certainty by the end of the week. You're probably still going to have questions or things that are still big fat I don't knows, but that's not a reason to be discouraged. It's not anything wrong, bad, or being withheld. It's kind of like what I said earlier with let the cake bake. You have to remember that the 10 of Cups is what's here. You might not be fully clear-headed enough to see this though. So even if there are questions, your core job, the only thing this week to do is to hold the energy of what you want to see unfold. Hold it as much as you can, as long as you can, as often as you can, and feel your best. That's the job. And then we also have the Hermit, and this is playing to the Sanctuary card once again. Taking time for yourself, knowing that you're the source of everything. You are ultimately in charge of this experience that you're having, and I mean that in an empowering way. So use that to your advantage, and you might be physically removed from something at this time, and it's a great time and space to just fill your tank. Okay, now let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you're needing at this time. Okay, card number 1. We have the 9 of Arrows, once again, really needing to tend to any fears or worst case scenarios, any doubts. That's going to be the focus for you in this situation or whatever you're asking about. You need to address that first. Don't touch anything else. I'm getting it's really important for the focus to be getting your mind right. Journaling and meditation, those are the tools that I recommend for you with this, and exercise for some of you. If you're too in your head, you have to get out of it, because the mind is it is designed to prepare you for disaster. So if you're consulting the mind, it's never going to make you feel better. It's just not. That's not what it does. And so you have to move that out first to start reaping the benefits of what you have going on. Card number 2, we have Temperance. Finding your flotation device is how this is showing up. Like, sure, there could be waves, there could be ups and downs, but how are you maintaining stability regardless of what life throws at you, right? So what are the processes that you have for maintaining your inner stability and buoyancy? And that's going to be your best friend. If you can master that, then you won't rely on the external to be consistent, because that isn't realistic. So this to me is reading as you were too dependent on the environment to be the source of your inner peace. And that's just a dangerous game to play, because you can't rely on the stability of the external. Because life is going to continue to push you and test you and grow you and expand you in all the ways. And so you don't want to look to that for stability. Find it first. And then card number 3, we have the 2 of Vessels. The self-care piece, the love piece, the receptivity is going to be key for you. Okay? So this is obviously love and partnership card. But think about it in terms of union, devotion, love, care, and what is it that you're holding within yourself that you're having reflected back to you in your relationships. And if you want to see some shift in a relationship of some sort, look at what you're holding within yourself first. Ask yourself, what am I having reflected back to me, and what do I need to tweak? So that you can have a shift in the reflection and also maybe have a different lens. Because this is about essentially embodying that which you want and that which you desire, or just appreciating this energy coming up. So wherever you're at with that is going to work. All right, everybody, that's all that I have for you this week. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, drop a comment if it resonates. I appreciate you all so much. And don't forget, check me out on Instagram and go to onyxhealing.com for more. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.